So this morning we have a presentation of a very interesting project from the Blueliners. Grant, you want to start us off?
Sure. So we've been working with making sculpture and using the R boxes. So we're going to show our sculpture today and start by sharing screen.
And the theme, Grant?
The theme was to use R boxes and also to create a circular form out of using the boxes. Would that be correct?
Yes. Circle, curved,
Yeah.
bending.
Okay. So I continued with a theme that I had started earlier, and I made kind of a sculpture park playground. And let me go ahead. Let me move the Zoom screen over. Okay. So I used R boxes and created different forms of interpenetrating R boxes. So this is my attempt at doing something somewhat curved. And so I worked with steps to take them up. And then we can walk down here. This is working with different shading and different transparencies. We have a function called R6 that we use. And so this is also kind of a playground. So you could feel that you could have kids running around here, and actually, if their parents were fairly relaxed, they could even climb on the stuff and nobody's going to get hurt. And then here we go up this little rampy doodle. You got to watch your, you kind of have to jump up on those, really. It's more fun to jump on them. I don't know if you want to jump off of that.
Yeah.
Work on that. We'll get the planning committee together to work on that. And then I'll just do a quick F11 fly on. And tab. And this just gives you kind of an overview.
Oh, cool.
Oh, there it is.
Neat.
So this was over several weeks, just going in and just working on one or two at a time. And caps lock takes me back down. And that's the Sculpture Playground Park.
That's really good, Grant.
Thanks. Jazzy, you want to go
Thanks,
next?
Grant. Yeah.
Look like a playground. Look like a playground.
Okay. So here's mine.
Wow. Hey.
So after about 3 or 4 different tries of different things, this is this is what I came up with. Oh boy, it's a small screen. I can hardly tell if I'm moving close to it.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, it's like a huge cylinder. Nice and bright and in the open.
Oh,
And then I left a little gap in there so you could climb in. And that's the remnants of another sculpture trying to do this curve I was trying to do. I was also going in steps.
How tall is it, Jazzy?
I will show you in a sec. And just going through and making the skybox, I accidentally made this little mistake where I got this huge thing and I just decided to just leave it in there. It's like I just came in an elevator from up there. The ceiling height, I believe, is 10,280. Being from a mathematical background, making you know, I figured if I made the curve from a far enough distance, a straight line can act or behave like a curve. You can see some of the corners there. There's not much else really to see from going up to the top, so just come back down. My head bumps against the ceiling. Okay, let me get back on the ground. I don't want to leave myself hanging up in the air. Okay, and that was my curve.
That's visible from outer space.
Nicely done.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it was
think-
very
Fun,
frustrating and very you know, I bumped against a barrier and had to go through it. It was like, why are we doing this? Whose crazy idea was this? And then it just sort of resolved into that. Next.
I don't know of anybody called Next.
Freddie.
Up, Fred.
Okay. It's 4 letters, the same. Next, Fred.
Oh, yeah.
Similar to others, it was a puzzle that initially caused a lot of disappointment, false starts, and I don't like what I'm doing. And then, like Jazz once said, and I think many of us experienced, things started to resolve themselves. So like Jasmine, I also have extra parts lying about from earlier iterations. They're out here in the void. But here it is. I call it Babelito because it was meant to be a Tower of Babel. And it was meant to become lighter as we went higher and higher. And like the Tower of Babel, it's unfinished, you could say. And it is a series of steps. You can walk it or just admire its enormity. And I achieved the curvy effect by moving in each pillar and each flat stone 8 in. So yes, I was working in 8. I know that's probably not to be admitted, but I worked in the grid of 8 in order to achieve the curviness. because we sort of outlawed the idea of using points. And then there's a platform up here in the mountains,
Oh, right.
and you can overlook a sunset or sunrise with this skybox, remnants of ideas of the past. And there you go. And I'll do a fly on too to keep it consistent with the others. But I can't go much higher than this because I'll bump my head on the ceiling. So that's the height. I think it's 892 or something like that. I forget. But here it is from a height looking down.
That's cool.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it gives a little bit, when we're looking down, gives a little bit of the curviness is more apparent. Otherwise, it's quite subtle.
Oh, we should get a screenshot right there. That's cool.
Yeah. And for those of you that are curious, the color change from base to height is achieved with OVC shade that a lot of us have been working with or wishing to work with. So that's how the textures go from blue to pink. And we'll drop down. And I must say too, I began building it without the pillars of support. And then I remembered from a Blueline workshop recently that EJ sort of suggested, we'll use that verb, to me, that architectural rules should apply to the God engine, and we shouldn't create things that are devoid of gravity-based architectural issues or rules or logic. So then I started adding in the pillars, and that was the moment that it started to make sense to me. It was really interesting by doing the architectural additions to have support beneath these flat stones. I went, oh, now it's taking shape. So it was a really interesting backward way of appreciating why maybe the architectural, earthy and architectural rules should be applied in the God engine. It really sealed the look of it. And then I got excited about it. Katie, you're up.
Nice, Fred.
Thank you.
Nice.
Okay. So I put some shadow in here, but you can't, I don't know how to color the walls with shadow. Still got to figure that out. And this is my friend. I put my friend in here. Try to protect her because she's not doing too well. She was in a coma for a month.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that could protect her. And then how we fly? Oh yeah, fly. And this is a circle piece because I wish that the war would end. It's see-through, but I don't know if it should go down to, well, I put it in the sky, so hopefully we'll get peace one day.
Yeah, it looks very surreal. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really nice.
I don't know, I was sort of frantically trying to get my orb because I deleted it. And then, so I don't know who went and who didn't. So whoever didn't go.
Kevin.
Can you see it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're close to it.
Hold on, let me tilde out again. Ugh. Get you guys out of the way. All right, so
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, let me put the fly on.
oh, wow.
Ah,
That's got circularness.
fly on. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, this house I was going to work with it. Okay.
Oh, we're going up in the air.
oh, he did a peace
Oh, wow.
sign.
Is that
A
ever-
Ukrainian peace sign.
Oh, yeah, that too. Wow.
Wow,
Oh,
you're the
that is
man.
So awesome.
Very nice.
That
Yeah.
is so.
That looks great.
God bless you with your blue shirt on. Very nicely coordinated there.
Thank you. But you know, this piece kind of evolved like this. Let me show you something in the alt.
Oh, what a good way to
Oh,
go.
look
my
at that.
gosh, Kevin, that is so cool. And you did the assignment too.
Yeah, yeah. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
But let's see, what am I doing?
Did you
So how-
duplicate?
What are the, what
No,
are-
I did, what I did is I just made a bunch of boxes, and then I realized that F6 doesn't affect the height. You can't really move it with F6. So I evolved the piece to this. I wanted to make a piece side, you know, inverted, but
Mhm.
realized I couldn't do that. So I evolved the art piece into this, and you see this one
Are
box
they
I have
objects?
off to the side that evolved because if you look at my my thing here,
Oh, they're boxes.
it should be all filled in, but it's not.
Missing box, right?
Yeah, I mean, somewhere in here is
On the left
missing.
there, yeah.
I might be
saw
able to, you know, I didn't feel like totally teching it out, so
Gotcha.
I just kind of went with it to make that part of the art piece and
Mhm.
stuff. And
It looks like it's there,
Right.
yeah, it's
but it
weird,
doesn't appear
right?
in the orb.
So what I might do with this is I might take a picture of the blue, and I might take a picture of the domain and the picture of the piece itself. I also have pictures of how it evolved with no color all the way to all the
Oh.
colors that I add, and I might do a, you know, like a how it progressed type thing.
A little
kinda-
documentary on how you made it, eh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Very good. Very good.
Wow.
Ah, I see what you're saying. Go back, Kevin. Let's take a look at that box.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
is that box
Let's
missing?
do some problem solving here. Very
Yeah.
good.
Everybody see it?
Yeah, you've added some signage.
Oh, we're in an entrance.
Wow, that's cool.
There it is.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I initially attempted to make an egg and it kind of turned into a top. But I think now I might be able to make an egg after I learned what I learned from that.
Beautiful.
Now I'm also thinking maybe it could be a spaceship.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so you can go and sit down on one of these benches if you want.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Or you can go and sit over on this bench if you want.
Nice touches.
That is absolutely beautiful.
Hans, before you exit, I think it would be a great idea to show those folks here the blue lining beauty of what you've done too, or the amount of our boxes and how they're woven together would be maybe a benefit for folks to see the detail that you put into your work.
Like pull the editor up?
Yeah, pull the editor up and give people an appreciation of the number of boxes and the level of detail of work that you did.
Okay.
And cycle through the
Yeah,
domain.
and cycle through
Yeah,
the
you
sort
can
of
show the,
psychedelicness of it. Yeah, there it is.
these are each R boxes. These are
Very nice.
terrific. Wow.
And the blue line too, just to be indulgent.
Those are the walls. Yeah.
So why weren't we seeing the first ones, Hans?
First what?
The first our boxes and the first walls.
I don't understand.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to give you a lead in and I blew it.
Oh,
That you have many R boxes underneath R boxes. So they're layered. No?
yeah. Well, I'm cycling through all the walls, Fred, right now.
Beautiful.
Animation.
Those ones.
You mean you wanted me to zoom out?
No, no, no. I'm sorry. I'm messing it up. Just don't listen to me.
Go back in and zoom out one click.
Back into the editor, Claude?
Yeah, go back in the editor and zoom out. Zoom out just one click. All right. Go to walls and shift through them. Go ahead and Fred, if this was recorded, could you in a video program isolate just that central piece and get rid of the editor?
Yep.
Because this could be made into a NFT.
Mm-hmm.
Both the sculpture itself, but also this effect here. We've gone through.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Yeah. So think about maybe that as a project.
Nope, no problem. Happy to help.
There'll be a couple of challenges.
Oh yeah.
Like, what do you use to record it?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, nice. Do we have anyone else?
Did Kevin show up? Let's see.
Kevin. Nope.
It's almost mandala-like.
Yeah, it reminds me of a Sri Yantra, a 3D Sri Yantra.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
Mhm.
That's nice getting that close up.
Yeah. Thank you, Hans.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you to all. That was really something.
It sure was a lot of fun, Claude.
Um,
Is
I don't, I think you understand and appreciate, but I don't know that you do, how your brain was exercised to be able to stack those boxes the way you did. I've done that kind of work, and it really pushes on your ability to envision in your head. It's a demanding and rewarding attempt. So well done.
well, I gotta admit, I kind of cheated. I had to put actual pieces of tape on the monitor as a template, because near the end there, I had to grab my R boxes, and I got one shot at laying them down, and one shot only, or I wouldn't be able to grab the R box again if I misplaced it, because there was too many jammed all together.
Well, there are some tricks that can kind of help, but only kind of. And that is to start labeling your R boxes, and then you manually sift through the list, find the one you want, super zoom on it, and then try to grab it. But you're right. And the using the tape, you said that was a cheat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that qualifies as a cheat. You could call it a hack if you want, or a technique.
Well, Chris Jan made a suggestion that if I would have done it all in 128 and made everything just really, really big, rather than the scale I used, that might have made it easier to get a larger zoom in. But I don't know exactly.
Well, yeah, the zoom has limits. So there's drawbacks either way. So it might be worth an experiment. But I also wanted to point out that some of you did the right thing when working on your sculptures, and you look at it and said, oh, hey, I could have gone another direction. Finishing the sculpture out with the intention of later doing another sculpture that explores the idea that came to your head, that was the right move. Too many times people get inspired by what they're doing, and they don't finish what they're doing. They follow the inspiration, and the sculpture you were doing doesn't end up coming to fruition. Seems kind of unfair to that sculpture, but I hope you paid real close attention to what Katie was doing in her orb, using it as a magical artifice. Nicely done. Where you go with it, you're going to have to follow the breadcrumbs, because you're not going to find a book. I mean, you can go to Amazon and find books on candle magic and all kinds of different forms of magic, but they don't have a book on orb magic. So for myself, I'm kind of wondering if it would be cool to have, you'd want to search for some inexpensive, miniature, kind of cute USBs. They don't have to be big. They can be 2 gigabyte, 8 gigabyte. It's hard to get really small USBs now because, I mean, in terms of gigabytes, because they don't make those chips anymore. But you get some nice little USBs, and you create your orb, a specific orb, and for whatever purpose, like supporting your friend that, do I understand that correct, that they recently came out of coma, or they're still in coma?
She's out of the coma.
Oh, that's good. So you can make an orb, and I'm not sure that that would be the right thing to do in her case, but you do something like that, and then you put it on this little thumb drive, and then you can have a place on your altar for these thumb drives so that they can be maybe activated. And then they can just be, you can do bunches of different ones. It's definitely a direction to explore. I I recommend, if you have any questions pop up while you're doing that, put them on the back of an envelope or a Post-it. Post-it would be fun, and put it by your computer. And then some morning when EJ's around, see if you can ask, because nobody's been in a position to ask him those questions on, specifics on how to do certain things with an orb from a magical perspective. So, and I'm suggesting to have them written down near your computer, because every now and then EJ will open the floor to questions, and you can see people trying to remember that thing that they wanted to ask, but they can't remember it. Oh no, what was it? It was so important, I could never forget, and now they can't remember under the pressure of the moment. So, nice work.
Thank you.
And are you going to decide on Monday what your next project is?
Yeah.
Good.
While you're talking about that, I just got a flash on with Hans's orb. Somehow it reminded me of the sand art mandalas that the Tibetans work with, and like to have some sort of a dynamic relationship with the mandala so that you could, I don't know, I just kind of got this flash with sand art and the way they build them and then they, they just brush them away. And if there was a way to somehow make a video of something like that or something, it could be quite powerful, I think. Just a thought.
No, it's a good thought.
Interacting, we could get more interactive with creations.
Well, Hans, if your sculpture was made on a larger scale as was recommended to you, instead of starting in the hallway, you could have started in the middle. You could have the player in the middle of the sculpture. And then you fly the player out of the sculpture. And then after you've flown out on this amazing maze-like journey through this large three-dimensional maze, you get out, you turn around and you look at where you've been, and it's going to be like an OMG moment. Because people will be looking at it as, oh, it's a 3D maze, really cool. But then when they turn around at the end and see it for itself, that'll be a very nice turnaround, as it were.
I think I understand what you're saying. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, because when we had the fly on and you got up close to it and we could see the individual boxes and blocks.
That was
They were-
really nifty.
Yeah. And that you did feel that feeling of like, the inside versus coming out
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
A lot of my stone sculpture, people ask what it is. Most of them, not all of them, but a good number of them are a portrait of the universe from the outside, looking back at the universe. So giving people that trigger of being in it and flying out of it and then turning around, that can be a strong Bardo hit. I think they call it, what is it they call it? Oh yeah, super cool.